Last time we was up here, my dad wasn't here, and Sid told about this race that they had off of Tombstone Pass. And the way Sid told it wasn't the way that my dad always told it. So I want to hear both sides here and see exactly what happened. So who wants to go first?
I remember that real good.
Okay.
Sid said I come out of Sheep Creek. I come over the top. He come out of Deer Creek. And I just broke over the top. He didn't pull out in front of me. I mean, he had it. It was clear when he come out, but I seen his load come out on the road. We both had brand new trailers, and he had a new Page, wasn't it?
General.
I had a new General. You had a new...
No, I had a General trailer. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did too. I had a General.
It was a new trailer, whatever it was.
Wasn't it that Pierce that just...
No, it was a Page, I think.
I think it was a Page. A new Page trailer.
Well, we already know you've already proved that you can't remember it very good.
I understand that. Wait till your kids come along and want to take these pictures of you, and they'll say, "Dad, that ain't the way it was."
Anyway, Sid was gonna run off and leave me coming off that pass, and I decided he wasn't going to. We come down out of there. Now I'll tell you, I was as close from here to that truck, but I wanted to shorten that distance up, and I didn't have the guts to go any faster. Stayed right there, and we made the 20-mile corner, and then he picked it up. We was doing 60 miles an hour when we went by Sheep Creek. I ain't kidding.
And that's no big deal, because that's a steep, long, hard downgrade, and you just don't do that without getting in trouble.
He had smoke coming off of his trailer at Sheep Creek, and he wouldn't quit. And down off of there we come.
That's where you took the trust in the tape brake and hope one of them chicken farmers with a load of hay around the corner in front of you going about 3 miles an hour.
I got stopped at the Mountain House, and Sid couldn't get her shut.
Well, he didn't tell me he was going to stop there. If he'd have told me he was going to stop there, I could have put the brakes on back there when he did. But I was at the Mountain House, and he said, I didn't see him back there. I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I'm going to stop for coffee." And I said, "Stay there. I'm going down to the reload and turn around. I'll be right back." So he made a U-turn down there and went back and had coffee.
So that's the way it happened, huh?
That's the way it happened.
All right, now we got it
both
straight.
sides of it.
Well, it sounds like you both kind of remembered about the same.
We had fun anyway.
Yeah, it was fun back then, wasn't it? It was all fun back then, wasn't it?
You did what?
Said it was all a lot of fun back then, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, we had fun.
You didn't go to work to make money, you went to work to have fun.
I asked Sid one day, I said, you sure are sticking a lot of pistons. I said, you got a lot of pistons laying there. And he said, the way I got it figured, when I'm all done, all them kids is going to inherit is a bunch of pistons. And he said, I've had a lot of fun.
I've had a lot of fun, yeah. Yeah, we did it.
Well,
I had the last truck I had, that 89, had the 444 in it. Well, old Keith, you know, he had one in his, and he kept harassing me all the time. He'd run up behind me, back off, run up behind me, back. I wasn't going to mess with it. I was going to leave it all stopped. And I did for a long time. But just before we got done, we had a big old load of chips on. We was headed for port. Well, that night we had a hangover. And I was going to meet Keith. And anyhow, that night I went home and I had to work on her just a little bit. Well, anyhow, we got going up the freeway, and we got up there to the North Jefferson exit, and traffic was backed up as far as you could see ahead of us. So I ducked off on the turnoff and went up, come out up there by the Toyland or whatever it is there, Enchanted Forest. Well, we started up that hill. Keith was laying back on me. We started up that hill. About that time he grabs the mic and he says, "I think the old man's been messing with a fuel pump."
Didn't take long to figure that out, did it?
Didn't take him long to figure that out. And I run it that way for a day or two, and then I went and dehorned it again. Pistons got to be too expensive.
I got old Keith on Salem Hill. We was headed for Longview one night. And I was behind him, and I dropped back. And he didn't realize that. And then I laid it right to her, and I hit the bottom of the hill about 75. He didn't realize I was closing that gap like that. And when I went by him, you should have seen the look on his face. He could not believe it. I just shot right around there. I asked him about that here a while back, and he couldn't remember.
Well, I'll tell you, some of the...
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
That's like old Joe Cox when I had a 63 autocar, an 8B71 in it, and he had an old autocar with an NFT 400 in it. Yeah. It's a industrial motor, but it put out a lot of horsepower. And he told me up the landing one day, I was loading logs, and he says, we was over hauling logs in Old Prineville. He says, if I ever catch you, I'm going to pass you. And I said, Joe, there's the key word right there. You got to catch me first.